On Thursday, we talked about the 3 mental blocks getting in the way of your French and how to overcome these mental blocks. If you didn't get the email because you're not a subscriber, you can be. It's free. You just have to leave your first name and email below, and you can catch up by clicking on the link to get this presentation, okay? Today, I'm going to talk about situations where you might feel stupid again, even if you actually understood these mental blocks. No worries if you miss it, I'm going to recap these mental blocks at the beginning of the lesson. This is what you will learn in this lesson. First, you will be able to know what to say when you forgot the word for it in French. Yes, that happens all the time. Second, what to say when you still don't understand what a French person said and repeat it several times. That's very embarrassing. And what to say when you don't know how to say the word in French, because maybe you can see it, but you have no idea how to actually say it because it's difficult or you have silent letters, for example. As usual, you can download the full written lesson on communefrancaise.com. You just have to leave your first name and email and you get the PDF for free right away. You can print it, save it, take notes, share it with your friends. You're absolutely welcome. Bonjour, c'est Géraldine, bienvenue sur Comme une Française. Allez, c'est parti. First, let's recap what the 3 mental blocks getting in the way of your French were and how to overcome these mental blocks. What we saw together before is people think I'm stupid because I make lots of mistakes in French. That's very common. I feel the same in English. What we said at the end is that no one thinks you're stupid because your French is not perfect. That's a simple fact. You don't think people are stupid when they make mistakes in your language, whether it's German, Chinese, English maybe. No French person ever thinks that because French is difficult and we appreciate the fact that you're trying. So it's fine. The second mental block can be I need to expand my vocabulary before I try to speak French. This is a very common issue. I've been teaching French for over 7 years now. I hear that every week. That's a common problem, but you don't actually need that, and it's a pure mental block. Because conversation is not just a text-based exchange. You can easily make up for the few words that you're missing by using what's around you, the context, showing things, your face, your body language, everything. Or you can use a script. I can teach you that later. But the idea is just that the vocabulary is not something that should get in your way, and we're going to see how just after that. The third mental block is something I hear a lot as well. I don't want to bore French people. I want to show respect. I don't want to waste their time because I speak slowly and don't understand everything they say. As a conclusion, we saw that French people know they speak fast. I know, I speak fast in French all the time. They know how difficult foreign language can be because they struggle with English as well, so they will slow down their French for you. And I can tell you, you're not going to bore anyone and no one will hurt you for speaking slowly or making them repeat, because that's how difficult French can be. So these are the 3 mental blocks that happen to lots of students of languages, and this applies especially to French. So I wanted to help you get over that. But even if you integrate that, which I do in English as well, sometimes you have problematic situations like, okay, Geraldine, I get that, but there are situations where I completely lose my confidence. So today I'm going to show you how to overcome the top 3 problematic situations where you end up feeling stupid again, you lose your confidence, and it's very hard on you. I'm going to help you become more confident and comfortable having conversations in French, because it's all in the head with a little extra tips in French. The first kind of situation is you forgot the vocabulary. You know the words, but it's difficult, you're tired maybe, and you forgot the words. It happens to me a lot in English as well. For example, you want to order a pain au chocolat and you freeze because you forgot the word for pain au chocolat. It happens. You have to pause and think, and what can you say instead? Okay? So, I'm going to show you very basic sentences that work all the time, that I use in English in their English form, that you can use in French and make them smile and move on. And that will work, I can tell you. For example, when you're in a shop where everything is written, read the tag. For example, you can say, Je voudrais un, and then you read the tag. It's just there, the name is there. Je voudrais un or une, and then you read the tag. I know it may sound dumb, but sometimes we forget. Je voudrais un or je voudrais une, and you just read what's there. Okay, if you don't have anything to read, what can you say? You can show it. So for example, you can say, J'en voudrais un comme ça, s'il vous plaît. J'en voudrais un comme ça, s'il vous plaît. J'en voudrais un comme ça, s'il vous plaît. I would like one of those, please. And it works. You just show it and you say you want one of those. Okay, so now if you want to have fun with the person in front of you and just embrace the fact that you forgot the word and need their help, this is what you can say. Excusez-moi, j'ai oublié le mot pour... Excusez-moi, j'ai oublié le mot pour... And then they will probably fill in what's missing there because you say, excuse me, I forgot the word for... Okay, so either here you can show it and they will tell you, or you can just let them fill in because the context is enough for them to understand what you want to say. And it's a fun thing because they will give you the word in French and you can have a fun exchange, okay? There's no rush, it's fine. People understand that French vocabulary is difficult. So, excusez-moi, j'ai oublié le mot pour, and you show it. I do this in English all the time. You can add a little bit more fun to that. You can say, ça paraît fou, mais je ne me souviens plus du mot en français. Ça paraît fou, mais je ne me souviens plus du mot en français. It sounds crazy, or it seems crazy, but I can't remember the word in French. And it works. It would work if I had forgotten the word in English. It would help me do the same. Ça paraît fou, mais je ne me souviens plus du mot en français. Here, the simpler the word, the better because it's more fun. One day, I forgot the word for flour, like to cook, and it was a very fun thing at the supermarket because someone had to help me, even though I didn't know the word. So make fun of it. It will make anecdotes in the future. If you can say the word in English and you know they're going to understand, you can use the word in English and ask for the translation in French. For example, comment on dit a chair, for example, en français? Comment on dit a chair en français? It's une chaise, by the way, une chaise. Une chaise. So you see, if you know the person in front of you will probably know the word in French, just go for it. Comment on dit a chair en français? Here, you have to assume they might know the word in English, but it's fun. Try it. Here, as you can see, the solutions I give you are not something that are very difficult, but you have to know the sentence to make it fun. And you have to know the sentences in advance in case you panic and you need them automatically out of your mouth, okay? So it's not a matter of reinventing the wheel every time, it's just knowing what to say right away, even if you forget everything else. So pick one of them depending on your level, depending on how brave you feel in this kind of situation, and you will see it works because you will interact with them instead of just freezing and being overwhelmed by shame or embarrassment or feeling stupid. And honestly, it happens to me as well, very often when I travel, and that's fine. Well, I'm a teacher, so I can share these anecdotes with you afterwards. The second situation I wanted to talk about today is not understanding fast-spoken French. Not that you're listening to the radio. Now, you're in front of a French person, they tell you something, you ask them to repeat, you still don't understand. The question is, okay, what do you do now? How many times can you socially properly ask someone to repeat? It happened to me again when I'm traveling and I'm in front of another accent I'm not used to. Sometimes you say 3 times and then you just nod and make them think you understood. Well, in French, if you actually need to understand something, you can ask them. And again, make fun of it. They know it's hard to understand. This doesn't necessarily only apply to fast spoken French. It can also be to accents or different words or pronunciations, okay? So, make fun of it. Say it. Excusez-moi, je n'ai toujours pas compris. Excusez-moi, je n'ai toujours pas compris. Excuse me, I still didn't understand it. Excusez-moi, je n'ai toujours pas compris. Okay? That's fun. Just put some extra smile and make fun, laugh if you want. But again, it's okay. It's fine. You will make it a fun anecdote for later again. If you need something important understood, ask them to write it down. This is something I always recommend my students do for important matter. For example, you can ask, vous pouvez me l'écrire? Vous pouvez me l'écrire. This applies to new words that you really want to know, or names of cities, or important names that you need to remember. Just ask them to write it down so you have it there. If they've been repeating several times, and especially there's a word you absolutely don't understand, you can say something fun as well. Non, toujours pas. Ça veut dire quoi? Non, toujours pas. Ça veut dire quoi? So, it means no, I still don't understand. What does it mean? Again, it's more the way that you're saying it in a casual, fun French way that matters here, because you show that you understand how to speak everyday spoken French, but you don't have all the vocabulary, and that's fine. At last, if there's a one word that you didn't catch and you want a translation or an explanation, just ask for it this way. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? And then put the word you didn't get. For example, fauteuil. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire fauteuil? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire fauteuil? By the way, un fauteuil is a seat or an armchair, depending on the context. So again, here, it's fine. There is no shame in asking. And it's pretty fun, and they will like explaining it to you. French people love sharing things about their language. At last, a rule of thumb. I've said that before, but I want it super clear. Never, ever, ever let an important piece of information pass you by because you didn't understand something. Directions. Health-related information, such as a doctor's recommendation or the pharmacist's recommendation, and appointments as well. Don't be shy. Make them repeat until you understood and make them write it down for you. Remember, here you have to be very efficient. Being ashamed is not something that should get in the way of you getting that information. A third fun situation is that you have a word, you know it in written form, but you have no idea how to say it. I thought about this situation when a friend of mine sent you this fun exchange. Can someone just explain French to me? And then someone answered, you have 11 letters, you pronounce 4 of them. That's pretty true. It's a fun cliché, but it's often true. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced student, lots of French words are tricky. That's normal. Here, I'm not talking about the funny pronunciation mistakes like cul and cou, where cul means bottom and cou means the neck, or connard and canard, where connard is a big insult and canard is a duck. No, I want to talk about a word that you know, but you have no clue how to say it. So, what can you do? You can show them the word and ask them for help. For example, you show them and you say, comment ça se prononce ça? Comment ça se prononce ça? I do that a lot in English, especially with names of city in Britain, where lots of letters are not said, and I'm like, what do I say there? So ask them. People love sharing their culture, love sharing their language, and they will have fun with you. Comment ça se prononce ça? How do you say this? Again, if you want them to repeat a word you're not actually sure about, because they answered it before, you can say, comment vous dites? Comment vous dites? And then you say the word again. Okay? For example, longtemps, a long time, longtemps, I know can be tricky because there are lots of silent letters. So for example, comment vous dites? Longtemps. Okay? And they will repeat the word for you, so you're sure you understand. If you want to show it, you can say, comment vous prononcez ce mot-là? Comment vous prononcez ce mot-là? And this applies to words that just said or words that you're showing. Okay? So it worked for both. Again, just make fun of it. You can say funny things about the French language, such as il y a trop de lettres muettes dans ce mot. Il y a trop de lettres muettes dans ce mot. There are way too many silent letters in this word. Or if it's a sound you struggle with, which is very common with on, un, etc., you can say j'ai toujours du mal avec ce son-là. J'ai toujours du mal avec ce son-là. The answers I'm giving you today in terms of ideas are a bit dumb, like you could figure them out, but the French itself is the French that sounds right. And this will help you in these situations get out of this shame that is overwhelming when we struggle with a situation. And will get you out of this situation in no time, because the French person is going to see that you struggle, but you know that you can say that you're struggling, and they will help you right away. So this French is authentic, is real. It sounds French, even to the French, and it will help you get out of this difficult situation. It's well. Okay, we've seen that 3 situations, but I want to hear from you. Please share in the comments below one situation that makes you completely lose your confidence when you speak French. And be specific, okay? Tell me when I go to the bakery and I want to order this bread, I never know the name. Or you can share a specific situation that happened to you in the past, okay? Be specific. Why? Because this way we can try to understand together what went wrong, what you can do better next time, and also see that you're not alone. It happens to everybody, and it's a fun anecdote in the end that we can share together in the comment area. I hope today that I helped you be more confident and comfortable having conversations in French. Because it's not just a matter of knowing the language, you have to be able to use it and be good when you're speaking French. I really want you to say au revoir to making mistakes in French and being self-conscious about them, because you will still be making mistakes, but you will know how to avoid a few and be authentic when you're speaking my language. If you like this lesson, please share it with your friends. You can put a thumb up on YouTube, that would be great if you could. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to avoid missing any lesson. Share it on Facebook, you can share it on Twitter, you can share it by email, or even with your French class. That's a fantastic and very nice way to support my work. If you want more spoken French, you can go to communefrancaise.com and get my 10-day everyday French crash course. It's a completely free 10-day mini course by email. Just go to communefrancaise.com, subscribe by leaving your first name and email, and you will be getting lesson 1 immediately. Did I say it's free? It's free. I wish you une bonne journée, une bonne soirée, une bonne nuit, maybe if you're going to bed, and I will see you next time. Allez, salut!